Look who's back.
Hey there. Good
You
to be
miss us?
back. I did, and it's changed a lot since we were last
A little
year.
bit. What's that green stuff?
You got yourself some grass growing finally.
It's amazing. You brought somebody with you.
I did.
Somebody hasn't been out here before.
I'm Chad. How you doing?
Yeah, and Chad's got, sound like a lot of years in
Long time.
all this stuff, so.
A lot of years. 28 years.
Woo.
Yeah.
Too long.
Yeah.
Been a great mentor too. He's one of our lead fishery biologists, and he's here with us today. This is his shocking boat. He runs all of our shocking surveys. So we're gonna check out the pond today and see how your fish are doing, how they're growing.
Awesome. All right, so that's what you shock everything for, so we can just see how they're growing.
Yeah, it'll pull it up, and basically we can just kind of look and see if you've got different size classes and stuff. Bluegill, anything from breeder size down to like the smaller, like forage size too. So there we go. We'll see how they look. I think this is the first time that we've had the shocking boat out here.
It is.
On the pond. So.
Yeah. So this will be exciting. Don't get hung up on a tree. It'll be all right.
That's what I was going to ask. How's your...
We did some. So it's 9 feet there.
Okay.
And then it's like a pool. As you go from here this way, it gets shallower.
Is there any artificial structure?
There's some piled up rocks and stuff, but we haven't done the artificial structure yet. That's something we've got to do, that and the aeration. We got to get that going.
Because he's got that island out there. I think you've got all the wiring set up.
Yeah, so we ran conduit from the island to here so that we can have power on the island and just kind of feed out.
And feed from the island. Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah, that way that aerator's out there, and the little hum you have is out there on that.
Yeah, and you won't even hardly hear it.
Yeah, you won't even hear it on there. It's not loud anyway, but nice.
Cool. All right, I'll let you get what you do.
Jeff's got a lot of trust in us, bringing his GoPro out here, out on the boat. POV, you're a fisheries biologist.
So as you can see, it temporarily shocks the fish. They'll get over it and go back to doing their thing.
Why won't my arms move?
You've been mostly dead all day.
Who are you? Are we enemies?
You said you had a catfish in here?
Yeah.
You got a bass. That's the happiest very healthy.
Wow.
Bass.
That must have been mixed in when y'all put the originals in.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Very rarely, but
look at that.
So that's the shape you want on a bass, simply because, well, when you're the only predator in this entire system, you have free range. So he's got this nice kind of football shaped belly there. And so he's been eating good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So you do have him.
Wow. What's up, buddy? Roar. You're like Jaws out there. We're getting it done.
Silence! I kill you!
There you go.
Wow. He grew fast
He
too.
did, yeah. I mean, they can grow fast when they've got the feed.
They got plenty of food.
So.
They need to eat.
All right, buddy. Well, we just wanted to show you off. This was your surprise.
Nice, thanks.
There you go.
Wow.
Well, Merry Christmas when you're the only predator in here.
Oh yeah.
So these guys
Yeah,
are
they've
grown.
gained some size.
Yeah. We've got different sizes too, age classes.
Okay.
So that's a good sign. So they've been reproducing and stuff.
I did see a few small ones.
Yeah.
I also saw a decent amount of the fathead minnows.
Okay.
Yeah,
The rocks,
yeah, I've been
like around
seeing
the
those
rocks.
Right.
They hang around
Yeah.
the crevices in the rock.
Yeah.
But again, they're here simply because they don't have anybody primarily eating them yet.
Yeah. So they've been. God, look how beautiful those markings are. Look how dark.
That's
Okay.
one thing on it. You know, you have a true bluegill, no hybridization or whatever in it. When you see this black dot, the dorsal fin, that's a indicator of a true genetic strain bluegill. A lot of times these colonial nesters, when they get around the shoreline, whether you've got, you have a red ear sunfish or a shellcracker, and you have the bluegill, and there's things like that or whatever, they'll hybridize. Yeah, these look great.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got some weight on. These are definitely breeder size, starting to be breeder size right here.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the spring too. You're probably gonna walk along the shoreline and see lots of like little nests there. It'll be pretty cool.
Our nets, whatever, right there. Those little guys, there's a few little ones right here. They'll kind of go through the net.
Right, they'll kind of get out.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a little
Oh,
guy
yeah.
right there. That's definitely one produced.
Yeah. Yes, that's about what we started with.
Yeah,
and
right
then there you go.
around the size and they
Okay.
run.
So we're putting new ones back in the system. All these guys right here, anything less than this size right here has been produced in here.
Gotcha. You're a really good fish.
They're beautiful. I love they just got that beautiful iridescent blue.
Oh,
very nice.
that one is fat.
Yeah, they're eating good.
Yeah, the blue heron hang got all of you.
Good to see. This is a baby radiator here. Shellcracker, small shellcracker.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, we do have some of those left. Look at that.
Why we love doing electroshocking surveys. They're the most effective way we have at estimating what the pond system looks like, the diversity and the abundance and stuff. It's not a true exact estimate. It's only about a 10% estimate. So there's plenty more in this system here. This is just kind of gives us a little snapshot. And obviously there's other methods. A lot of folks can do seining projects, but you'd have to lower the water level, and then it would be a lot of manual physical work.
Right, this just seems pretty straightforward.
This is pretty straightforward. It only stuns them briefly for about 10 or 15 minutes. It just brings them right up to the surface, and then we can bring stuff out. We take lengths and weights on different bass and stuff in an established pond like that.
Right.
And then we get to look at size classes, diversity. So this is really the easiest and most effective way to get surveys.
And we can also check too to see if there's any vagrants, like if something that's washed in from in, or swamp, or another pond, or if someone has brought something in, dumped in. Too, unfortunately, where people will fish a neighborhood pond and say, well, let's put them in that pond. You get
Yeah, I had quite a few offers on that. And I'm like, no, just keep that stuff out.
Yeah. So that's just a common thing. So this way is a non-biased way of checking them out.
Cool.
And people will be surprised. I was at a pond and shocked up, freshwater eels, and they're like, "There's no way that's in my pond." I'm like, "Well, it's right here. You'd be surprised. They eggs
If you're
attach."
anywhere from central North Carolina toward the coast,
Yeah.
you're pretty much going to have if you're anywhere near a stream, you're pretty much going to probably have an eel in the pond.
Yeah.
And we see, you know, snapping turtles and.
Yeah, we got a pretty big one too.
Yeah.
Hangs out over there.
Sometimes they come up. I've pulled some up in the survey before.
You're talking about that. That's a green sunfish.
Oh wow, yeah. Haven't seen one of these in a while. So sunfish, there's like a lot of different kind of subspecies, but this is a green sunfish. They often like hybridize and breed with red ear, bluegill. They make warm mouths, so that's like a hybridized, right? When they hybridize, they kind of create the warm mouths. So
Yeah.
they're not ideal to have in your system, so we're going to take this guy out.
Okay.
So that way he doesn't get back in. But their coloring is beautiful. They have that like very distinct speckling kind of pattern right there.
These guys can get in a system from multitude of ways. Their eggs, whatever, are somewhat sticky, gelatinous. So when a heron, goose, duck, something like that, sometimes as they move around, come from around the neighborhood, they will stick to their legs or their feathers, and they will fly into your pond and then dislodge, and that's how a lot of times you can get those.
That makes sense.
But like I said, they're very big hybridizers. They're fairly dominant genetic wise, and so you'll, as a colonial nester, meaning like, you know, when the bluegill or red ear along the shoreline with a lot of craters, and females will lay those eggs in those craters, that male green sunfish will come by there and just and cloud it.
Right.
He can hybridize a tremendous amount of area.
Wow.
It's a very dominant gene.
Yeah. Too bad for you.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
And that's a lot of people. We sell a lot, and people put a lot of hybrid bluegill in a pond, which is a cross between a green sunfish and a bluegill.
Right.
And it's a aggressive fish, so it's like if you want a pond where people can catch, you know, your grandkids or somebody that can catch a lot of fish pretty quick, that's a great fish to put in. But over about usually the second to third generation of back crossing,
right,
the green sunfish gene is so dominant, you start getting just green sunfish, and the bluegill will get bred out of it.
Gotcha.
So
toss you in the front pond.
Yeah. So anywhere you, anytime you catch those in your pond with your bluegill, like, it's good to remove them.
Gotcha. All right. So if we see the green iridescent instead of the blue,
they have see how the blue is kind of just little dots, and and they also. The big takeaway on them, when you know you have a hybrid, a lot of times too, when you catch a larger fish, is that around there's translucence around the edges of the fins.
Yeah.
That transfers.
Oh, okay.
That's a big dominant genetic thing they transfer from generation to generation.
Gotcha.
And that coloring is pretty distinct from like one of the red ear or a bluegill too. And I'd say the fish it closely resemble the pumpkin seed.
Yeah, they do
in coloring.
resemble that. They will have a lot of, and as they get bigger, that iridescence will be more pronounced. That's just in a baby kind.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you had 2 fish in here. We didn't think we were gonna.
Nice.
Stock up.
Always an adventure.
Which we were just saying how a survey, a full survey would do, because you would never known, more likely, if you had a bass nor that green sunfish, if we hadn't have done what we did today.
Exactly.
So that collecting mechanism kind of showed you the benefit of it in that.
Absolutely. What you gonna do? Look. Too slow. Too slow. Disappointed. You turned out really pretty. Yeah. You gonna be all right?